Hey, guys. Question for both of you. What was your off-season priorities in terms of what you worked on with your games and where you're at now heading into camp?
For me, definitely a big point of emphasis was just being in the gym, shooting all summer. Obviously, I know that's what I need to improve on, especially playing on this team with somebody as talented as Nicola and Jamal and our other guys who like to facilitate. So I just spent all summer in the gym shooting with our shooting coach, Mike Penberthy, and then just lifting every day, working on a lot of things, strengthening my body, and just getting ready to play an 82-game season.
Say the same thing, just continue to shoot, get reps up, try to be as healthy as possible going into, training camp this year. I was a little banged up last year, so be healthy, continue to shoot, get reps up, and just continue to get better.
Hey guys, a lot of guys has left right now. This is your third year. How do you handle the responsibility to not be, the second year guys now be more important to the first part of the season and to the team, of course?
Well, I think with both of us, we're both very mature. Even though me and him are only going into year 3, I think that we're very mature. We understand. And we just do a good job of listening. We got a lot of good vets, that have paved the way for us, and all we have had to do is listen. So I think that just coming into year 3, our goal is not to come across as year 3 players. We want to come across as young veterans and just try to be as, polished and mature as we can on the basketball court.
Hey guys, on your right for both of you, but I'll start with Peyton. You came in and let us know that Russell Westbrook's your hero, or your idol. What's it like to have him here? And then CB, for you to be able to learn from somebody, your game isn't exactly the same, but he certainly attacks the rim as well as anyone around near your size. But P, let's start with you.
Yeah, just, being from where we're from, he's one of the best to ever do it. He represents our area so well, and that's something that I look up to a lot, and I want to do a good job of as well in my career. But just seeing his path all the way from UCLA to where he is now, being in year 17, year 18, it's been lovely to watch, and it's really a full circle moment for me being able to play with one of my childhood favorite players, idols. So, I'm glad to have him on the team. He's an amazing guy outside of the basketball court, and I think that he's definitely going to take our team to another level for sure.
I think it's a little different for me because P grew up in LA, but I grew up in Kansas, which Oklahoma City was, the closest team to us. So that was really cool, growing up getting to watch him, his passion for the game, his tenacity, it's unmatched. You don't see guys, that play hard every single night, 82 games, as long as he has. So obviously, I got to learn from that. I got to take those things. I think there's a lot I can learn from him. So it's really cool that I get to play with him. Getting to talk with him has been cool. And then just even seeing the energy switch up for the one day, that we got to play pickup with him has been great, man. His energy's going to be really good for us, especially in the regular season, when we got ups and downs. I think that, he can hold guys accountable. He's a guy that people want to listen to because he's been in the leagues for so long. So not only me, taking things from him and learning from him will be good, but I think our team will benefit a lot just from having his energy and, having his leadership.
For both of you guys over here, just KCP, obviously a big loss for the team. He's been one of the starters for this team for the last couple of years. Just what is important about replacing that kind of production and just the player that he was in the starting group for you guys?
Yeah, I think obviously KCP was great for us. I mean, he was great to both of us. I think I can speak for both of us on that. Just as a person, a guy that never held anything back from us. Always tried to teach us as he went, and I think I learned a lot from him. I know P did too. So he was obviously a great vet when he was here for us. But trying to replace him, I think we got guys that can do it. Whether it's me, Julian, P, the combination of all three of us, filling his role. Obviously, everybody wants to talk about shooting, so we need to shoot the ball well. But I think as far as defense goes, I think we have that covered too. So we learned a lot from him, and hopefully we can take what we learned, in our 2 years with him, and apply that and be ready for that role.
Losing KCP was big, because it's hard to replace good people, and he was genuinely a good guy, taught us a lot, like CB said, on and off the court. And he's just one of those people who was a vocal leader for us, during my time here. So it's definitely, big to lose him. But I think that it opens up opportunity for all of us to kind of speak up as well, be more vocal, be leaders, and just kind of implement the things that he taught us.
Peyton, you mentioned the work you put into your shot, and I'm just curious, was there any tweaking of the form, or was it just a ton of repetitions? And I guess, what can you tell us about the work that you put into the shot?
Really just a ton of repetition. I didn't change too much. One thing I'm focused on is, not dipping as much when I catch. I have naturally long arms, so, that's something that I've just always done. But it definitely leaves less room for error when you do that. And it also, just makes the shot more accurate altogether. So that's something that I've been working on. But, I think my form is good. I think my form is pretty. And I'm going to just, I've been getting a lot of reps up, so I'm going to just stick with it. Yep.
Primarily for Christian, but Peyton also. Christian, people always say, well, Christian has to shoot the three better. And then I always respond, hey, he shot over 38% last season. I kind of described you as a careful three-point shooter. You weren't going to. Can you just talk about your mindset this season? If you were to start, would you have a different mindset in terms of how many you would shoot and what kinds of areas you would like to get to?
I think I have increased minutes, and I think that naturally I'm not going to change how I play or who I am. I think that I'm going to shoot the open ones. I'm going to shoot the good ones. I'm not going to take the bad ones. And just be who I am. Like you said, I think I shot at a really good percentage. I want to shoot a higher percentage this year, but with more volume. I think that with more minutes, I get more opportunities to shoot more threes. But when I'm open, take them. When I'm not, drive it. So don't try to change too much. Try to shoot a higher percentage again. But it's definitely not a percentage thing I'm worried about. Just making sure I'm taking the ones, when Nikola and Jamal and those guys set me up.
Follow-up for Peyton. Calvin had said you shot 29% last year. He wants the goal to be at least 35% this season. I'm sure you're on board with that. Can you get to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had some months last year where I did shoot that. So I think for me it's just about finding a common ground and being consistent. For me, the three has always been a part of my game. It's an adjustment moving back to the NBA three-point line and shooting it with confidence and shooting it well. But I think for me, it's just about continuing to, shoot them when they're open, like CB said, take what the defense gives me, and I'm confident in that shot 7 days out of the week.
For both of you guys, who are you rooting for, Team USA or Team Serbia in the Olympics? And could you find yourself and see yourselves a goal playing for Team USA in the years to come? But I was wondering if you were as conflicted as a lot of people were in Denver watching that game.
Well, I had a lot of, relationships with guys on both teams. So for me, I was more so rooting for the individual success of all my guys. Obviously, it's nice to see Team USA take home the win. But to see that masterclass that Nikola put on for the entire Olympics, it was just something that, I guess me and CB are used to seeing at this point. But to do it on the biggest stage in the world and with all the eyes on you, it was just another testament to how great a player he is. So I was definitely proud of Nikola for that.
I'll say the same thing. It was fun watching Nikola and his run. Obviously, he was great, and he always is. So the Olympics were really fun, and then getting to see, the moment Steph had, in the last game was really cool too. So I enjoyed different moments of it. Obviously, I'm rooting for Nikola, but I'm also, rooting for us to win. So it was kind of conflicting, like you said. I think that's a big thing for everybody. Everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to represent their country, and everybody takes pride in those things. So that'd be really cool, obviously. I'd rather win an NBA championship for right now, so I'm more focused on that. But, it's obviously a really cool moment anytime you get to do that.
Yeah, I agree with everything he said.
What's the transition like for you guys to go from being young guys learning on the job in your first 2 years to this year where, you guys are going to have to play an increased role, but, not just sporadically, pretty much every night?
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to see the progression of things as the years go by. Every year for me has been a different challenge and things that I kind of take personally and things that I want to accomplish in the season. But for me now being in year 3, it finally feels like everything is slowed down. Feels like it's just basketball. Last year I had to play a role, and most games I came in, I executed the way I was supposed to. But there's definitely some things that I wanted to get better at. So this year, I'm just making sure that I'm cognizant of all the things that I wanted to work on this summer, and I implement them on the court.
Yeah, I think I look forward to the challenge too. I think that, like he said, it's really fun. When you get to do those things and you have these opportunities this young. But I'm definitely still young. I'm definitely still learning. I don't want to sit here and act like I've figured it out in my first 2 years. So, there's still going to be a learning curve. It's still a process. It's a good thing we added Russ. I can learn a lot from him. I think take things from his game and just continue to try to soak up all these things and while producing and while getting better. I think is really important. So. I'm really excited for that opportunity. I'm really excited just to be out there to get to compete every single night. At a high level, and hopefully it leads to team success.
For both you guys, Coach Malone mentioned not only three-point shooting, but transition offense as a key for you guys in improving this year. Obviously, that's big for both of you because, as defenders, you got to get to the stops. How do you guys get better in that area, both of you individually, just getting better at transition offense, making sure you convert on some of those chances?
Yeah, I think it's night and day, honestly, for both of us. Watching CB play and then knowing how I play, I think we're both really good athletes. Like you said, we both defend, we both can rebound the ball, and we both can handle it. So it's something that you would think should be easy, but those first couple of years, I think the hardest part for me personally was just slowing down and making the right reads. So, this year I'm doing a way better job of that. And, my goal with the transition game is to get it to where it's almost a guaranteed 2 points or go to the line or an and one. So I think that both of us are, we've gotten a lot better in that regard. And I think this year is going to be special, especially on the break with me, Russ, him, Julian. We got some young horses, but we also got some guys who have played for 15 years plus. So I think that it'll be fun to watch.
Question for both of you guys. You talked about establishing yourself in year 3, being more like veterans. What, in your few years here, have you taken away from guys like Nikola and Jamal that will help you do that? One big thing you've learned from them.
I think you try to take a little something from everybody. Everybody has a different routine. Everybody approaches their routine differently. I think Nikola, you take certain things from him as far as work ethic, as far as being in the training room. Jamal's competitiveness, every night, that he's out there, he's competing. So you take different things from everybody. Jeff Green has a certain routine. He carries around a big water jug. It's just little things. You try to take something from everybody. And like I said, adding Russ, obviously Russ will have his things that he brings that we're going to take a little bit from him. So it's not trying to take one thing from everybody. It's take something from each person. And I think that Ish Smith had an ice bath he did every day. So it was like just little things that I think I've seen guys do day in and day out. That there's a reason they've been in the league for that long. There's a reason DJ's been in the league for as long as he has. So you just got to look at those things, look at their routine, and take little things from each one of them.
I was curious, both of you are regarded as very good defenders, particularly against big guys, strong guards. I'm curious, now with KCP gone, he would always get the Steph Curry assignment or the Ja Morant or the smaller guards. Can each of you just talk briefly about the challenge of guarding, like speedier guards on the perimeter?
Honestly, I don't think either one of us will have a really big problem. I think we're both pretty agile, both pretty laterally quick. And just like I said, having 2 years under my belt, just knowing guys' tendencies, watching a lot of film, and having a feel for guys already is going to help a lot. But with those smaller guys, I never, worry too much about it. I feel like I can guard out on the perimeter. Probably I'm almost more comfortable guarding out on the perimeter than I am guarding Bam Adebayo or Giannis or somebody who's just so physically imposing. There's really anything you can't do about it. So those guys are hard for anyone to guard. Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox. When you're talking about guys like that, it's hard for guys like Fred VanVleet to guard that, So me being bigger is definitely, I'm, at a disadvantage sometimes, but I think that I take every challenge that Coach gives me on a night in, night out basis, and I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, I think in my few years and his few years, I think we've both guarded those guys already, we haven't had as many reps as Pope, obviously did, and Pope was so good at guarding guys like you said, Steph. But we've watched it, we've learned from that, and we've also got our fair share of reps on those guys too. So it won't be new to us. It'll just be new doing it every single night for the amount of minutes we're going to do it. So I'm just looking forward, to more opportunity and more chances to showcase what we can both do, on, whoever it is.